Now we should be recording on the right device.
Kiss, kiss, fall in love. Do-do, 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 do-do.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Who owns the copyright to that?
I don't know. It's irrelevant. The amount of places that is online, it is irrelevant.
Covers aren't covered by copyright, I don't think.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Also, that's the English song, not the
not the Japanese version, anyways.
Yeah, because I don't know the lyrics to the Japanese one, but I do know the lyrics to the English one. So you may have surmised by us saying it last time and what we opened with, but we watched Ouran High School Host Club episodes 1 to 13.
I got a blast back to when I was still in middle school and just getting into anime. Yeah.
We might have said 1 to 12 last time. You addendum that afterward.
No, I said the first half.
Okay.
Whether
I'm sure
it be 24, 25, or
itself.
26. Because I couldn't remember if it was 24 or 26, but I said the first half. So yes, 1 to 13. And I'm sure that we will be back for 14 to 26 at some point eventually, but not now.
It only took us like 4 years to finally get to this series, so
Ouran High School Host Club, My Love, based on the manga Ouran High School Host Club that came out between 2002 and 2010. The author is Bisco Hattori, whose other notable series is Millennium Snow, although the author has written a few things since Ouran High School Host Club ended. The anime series was done by Studio Bones. We've talked about Bones before. They're fairly well known.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Well, yeah. So Bones, this is kind of one of their series that people really know. The composer for the series was Yoshihisa Hirano, who's also done Death Note, the 2011 Hunter x Hunter, and Eden Zero, notably, and a bunch of other stuff. So very, very prolific composer. And the director has worked for both Toei and Bones, and has also directed some like Sailor Moon series, as well as Soul Eater, Bungo Stray Dogs, all of the Bungo Stray Dogs. That's like what they're basically doing at this point. So yeah.
I could not, because I also watched this in the English dub.
Also, the anime came out in 2006, so it was one continuous run from April to September of 2006. The anime does end differently than the manga. That has left all of us fans in desire for a season 2 when, for the last 12 years.
It's not happening at this point. You're calling for a remake.
We are still holding out hope.
At this point, we're looking for the fruits basket treatment.
That is true. We are still holding out hope.
Yeah. Anyways, and also, I don't know who else watches the English dub. I'm assuming Seki did as well.
So here's the thing. I have seen both the Japanese and the English versions of this probably a dozen times each.
Yeah.
And actually, the English dub cast for this show does a fantastic job.
Oh, they do.
The English dub is genuinely fantastic. I don't know who here watched English or Japanese.
I watched English.
Did anyone watch Japanese? Okay, so have you heard the English dub?
No.
Okay, so the Japanese is also very good, right? But the English cast really understood the idea. Like, the English cast is actually really fucking good.
Yeah.
As well. So you do not lose anything.
But also, because our main blonde-haired boy, resident blonde-haired boy, I can't think of his name.
Tamaki Suo.
Yeah, Tamaki Suo. His English voice actor shares the same as Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist.
He does, yeah.
So I literally, every time I hear him speak on screen, I'm like, is that Edward Elric speaking right now? Well, because his voice and inflections are almost exactly identical between the two characters.
Yeah, but irregardless, you will not suffer should you choose to watch the dub. I think this is one of the series that I've seen where they actually do a very good job, even translating like the linguistical jokes. If they can't translate it to something similar in English, they will actually put a note on the screen telling you what the joke was supposed to be if they could not get it to translate. So very good translation, good subtitle notes, etc. It does not hurt you to watch it in Japanese or English. Both ways is chef's kiss.
Yep.
Also, for 2006, at a 26-episode shoujo anime, this has some great animation. Truly stunning.
Yeah, honestly, considering the,
It stand out. You would recognize Ouran if you saw it,
Yeah. No, but, also the fact that, it's this like old, like going on this old, and like it still holds up as well as it does. Like, yeah, sure, like I if I look at it, like, yeah, I can notice like
That it's old.
yeah. But it still holds up well enough to the point where, like, yeah, I can still reasonably watch this and not be put off by its just older age and animation and such.
Yeah. I mean, I think roughly in terms of when this series was the most popular, a contemporary would have been Maid-sama. Right? So Maid-sama would have been a contemporary to this, sort of in terms of the anime coming out and being popular at the same time period.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's your comparison, this does hold up better than Maid-sama, in my opinion, at least animation-wise.
Yeah.
And it also does have a semi-unique animation style. So this does not look like the typical animation of the 2000s for shoujo. It does have its own unique twists in the art, right, based on the way that the manga was drawn.
Also,
We have been absolutely bulldozing these two.
yeah, honestly.
I didn't even introduce us this time.
Oh, I've totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Knick-knack, Seki, Realm.
Yeah, what?
Lord.
Why do I get the UGG treatment this
Justice!
time around? What did I do to spite you this time around? What was it me making you peel the carrots to get all the mulching off of it?
Maybe.
A little dirt is healthy. People, let your children eat a little bit of dirt.
I refuse to mulch. I refuse to eat mulch.
Well, so what do you guys think about the music, the animation? We won't get into story and characters yet. That's we're coming up on that. But music and animation, because that's what we've been gushing over for like 5 minutes.
It was alright. It did the job.
I mean, look, I'm never gonna fight to say that this is like some sort of outstanding, like most amazing animation. But for a shoujo in 2006, just 26 episodes.
I mean, I like the change in style in episode 13. That was really neat.
Knick-knack, I think your dog might need to go out for a walk. He's got a lot of energy.
Well, usually he goes out for 1 hour walk at this time. We haven't had time today.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 13's a bit of a trip.
Yeah.
There was a fun place to end this submission. Like, really, it was. But yeah, also, I think the music's really good. Like, the opening is catchy. It's fun, I do know it in Japanese. I do recognize it the minute it starts playing, regardless.
I have to argue with you about that animation. Some of those shots are very, very well done. Like, almost visual novel kind of shots right there. How they've done like their it's kind of like painting kind of stuff.
That's fair. Yeah, there's some really nice shots in there. And I do think they do have a very wide range of how they depict a lot of the characters, because you kind of get everything from like the sort of ultra bishoujo moments where you have these like beautifully drawn like stills of them, but then you get like 3-circle 2-line Tamaki in the corner tearing up pieces of newspaper to make a hamster cage because he's depressed. Like there's a very wide range of how much detail they can put into their characters and how much they will put into the characters, and I think their comedic timing is on point. In fact, the only thing funnier than the Ouran High School Host Club anime, in my opinion, is the Ouran High School Host Club live-action TV movie.
Oh God!
Oh,
I heard about that as well.
Which is even funnier. Actually, it's fucking fantastic because it's one of those like Japanese live-action dramas where like there's like gag where like the actual like a word just appears and like smacks a character, right? And they straight up do that in the live action. They just like have a giant word made of stone and have it blow Tamaki into the wall.
I think you've shown me like clips of that before. Like,
it's stunning.
Like they will just straight up in that live action version. Yeah, take
anime gag
it actually. Yeah.
CG or actual like foam kind of like stone looking thing?
I think a combination of the two.
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like a lot of J-drama look really cheesy, but it's really funny because they look really cheesy. It's like that, Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So honestly, like, now even though this is like a shoujo, I will say that just based on what it does lean quite a bit more into like the comedy side of things than it does on the romance per se.
So because for at least for the manga, it is drama, reverse harem, rom-com.
Yeah.
Those are its genres as listed. And it is, like I say, it was published in shoujo magazines.
Yes.
Right? So shoujo is the genre officially. So it is actually, the manga series is 18 volumes long.
Yeah.
The anime actually covers very little of the manga, to be fair. And we do want a remake.
Yeah. But because also,
or a
like
second season, just anything.
Right, because also, like you had mentioned before,
Just a morsel.
the anime also diverges from the
Well,
actual manga itself.
Well, no, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't?
The plot does not diverge. It just ends at a certain point.
Ah.
So the anime, we'll get to it when we watch the rest of this anime, because I'm sure that we will at some point. But the anime does end, and it ends on a point where you can be like, okay, that's an ending,
Yeah.
right? But it's not a satisfying ending.
No.
And the manga did actually run to a full finish, and we got to see like after, like a 10 years later sort of thing.
Yeah.
Could you go and give us the chapter count at the end of this?
What do you mean? Like how many chapters is covered?
Yeah.
I have no clue. I actually own all the books digitally, though. I do own all 18 volumes on Nook.
Nice.
Because I bought them a while back from Barnes & Nobles before going on... It must have been like middle school or something, because I bought them and I was like reading them in high school on the Nook.
They actually did that back then in middle school?
What?
They stole, like, manga books.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a couple.
Yeah, I also have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium series, like the 7-book series that's when that follows the actual like ancient Egyptian story. I have that on Nook too.
Oh.
As well as like I think like the first like 25 volumes of One Piece. Yeah.
Nice.
I probably sound so stupid right now asking that.
Well, no, I know what you mean, because like you have to think, for us, Nook and Kindle, those are, so for anyone who doesn't know what Nook is, but does know what Kindle is, a Nook is basically a Kindle but from a different retailer. And for those who don't know what either of those things are, they are essentially tablets originally that only really had the function of reading books, right? So and you couldn't even really do manga on the first versions. On the first versions, it was literally just would show the words of the books you were reading. And then I think by the time I hit high school, they had tablet versions, which you could go on the internet and like fully digital, right? Because I had a fully digital Nook. And the difference between a Nook and a Kindle is owned and run by Amazon. Nook is owned and run by Barnes & Noble's corporation. Although I do believe they partner with, I think, Samsung to make their tablets now.
Yeah, they had to partner because I believe the Nook just did not sell as well as the Kindle did.
Well, no, the digital Nook did. Their original digital Nook. The Samsung Nooks have always done pretty well, and the original Nooks, like the ones that were not like digital, those did great, actually. Those did like really, really well, and they lasted forever. My mom had one that lasted 10 years before it broke.
Yeah, because the thing with those is that they were designed for like older people in mind, but maybe wanted to kind of get into a little bit more digital space since they didn't have room for all their books.
Exactly. Because my mom still uses her Nook like literally day to day. Like I bought her a new Nook as a birthday gift a couple years back, and she uses it every single day, multiple hours a day. Travels with it everywhere, takes it to school, like and everywhere. You know.
Actually, how much do those cost now?
Anywhere between $40 to $100, depending on if you're getting, because you can still buy the normal non-digital ones. Those are like $40-$50, and then you can buy the digital ones, which can go up to like $100. It's somewhat comparable with Kindle prices, essentially. Like the basic Nooks are basically just like a Kindle Glow Light. Actually, my mom stole my Kindle too, because she's in a book club, and some of the books they have aren't sold on Barnes & Nobles, because Barnes & Nobles doesn't own the rights to every book, and so they're only sold on Amazon. So I had bought myself a Kindle, and she stole it.
Damn.
She now has both the Nook and the Kindle. There is a Nook app, though, so I do have the Nook app on my phone, because I do still buy some books on Nook.
Seki's mom stealing stuff from her? Never ever.
Chips, ice cream, cookies.
You back home quick enough, she might have given you back some ice cream.
That depends on if it's still there when I get home tonight. I was telling Nick Nack in the car earlier, is that a gallon of ice cream has appeared in my freezer, and I'm not sure whether to defend my territory by eating it or accept the gift and eat it. Either way, I'm gonna eat it if it's still there. I just don't know whether it's gonna be defending my territory or accepting a gift.
I guess you'll find out when you get home tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, irregardless, so you could read manga digitally on Nook and Kindle as basically as far back as like the first digital ones releasing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And to be fair though, I mean that's one of those things where like theoretically it used to be you could like because you can get a Kindle app on your PC, right?
Well, no, you can do it on your phone as well.
But originally you would do it on your PC, right? Like back when Amazon first started selling ebooks, you would do it on your phone, and not on your phone, but on your computer. Barnes & Nobles actually didn't have a great system for that, so it did take them a little longer to get into the ebook market, like at least for manga and stuff. And I will say that obviously Barnes & Nobles has a more limited catalog than Amazon. But if I were to pick a corporation to support, I would rather support Barnes & Nobles than Amazon because I want bookstores to still exist. And we actually don't have a whole ton of really we don't have a ton of used bookstores where we live.
Yeah.
There's a few. Yeah. One of them's a big box store that's a chain, and then there's like 3 or 4 others, but that's about it around
There's
here.
one near the college.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's I'm including that one. There's like 2 by me, 1 by the college, the big box one.
That's just the unfortunate path
where
that
we are.
paper books are going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am very much a paper book girly.
There was like a small used bookstore at like the community college, but that closed, unfortunately.
Yeah. So anyways, I do own these digitally. I own the first book in paper, but the rest of them, I own all of them digitally because that's just how I bought them. And even though I'd like to own a physical copy of this series, I already spent the money on the digital ones, and I just can't justify at the moment buying physical copies. Maybe eventually when I have like a better job.
Knick-Knack is
Maybe
safe from
when
an eventual
you-
off the shelf.
What?
Knick-Knack is safe from an eventual off the shelf.
No, you're not. I can give you the logins to my Nook account. No, you're not.
Oh boy. Hi there.
He really wants to go on a walk.
Yeah.
He just wants attention.
Yeah.
No, maybe you can go buy more physical books when you buy your own house and can have a book room.
She has a book room.
I do have a book room.
Yeah.
It's called the office.
Yeah.
The
Did
library.
you not see the bookshelves that line every wall of that room?
Yeah, I meant like an actual room with just books. Not an office, nothing else in there, just books and shelves.
I really need to get help to reorganize those shelves so I can get the extra stacks. So you know like the armchair in the back corner?
Yeah.
It's just books.
Oh my god.
The entire thing is covered in stacks of books. The book stacks are 3 deep.
Oh jeez.
3 deep, 3 wide. And as tall as the chair.
Oh no.
And there's more books on the floor around it.
Oh no.
Plus the 4 piles on the side of my desk.
Before you know it, you're going to be enclosed in a wall of books.
I know, I need to get around to it. I will. I swear I will. Soon. I have to. Anyways. Back to Ouran High School Host Club.
Yes. Welcome to book club time with Seki, everybody.
Hey, her book room is exactly like the music room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so but I wanted to mention this topic while you were on your tangent. It was so well. Yes, it is like a rom-com reverse harem type deal. It is definitely not like a recent more shoujo-y show that we watched in the form of Sign of Affection. Actually, I forget. Wasn't that actually?
Sign of Affection is I think it's Josei.
Yeah, Josei.
Yeah.
You
That
missed
was
the
more-
last
that was-
reverse harem we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Unfortunately, it was a great one.
yeah.
Sure.
They hated it.
Yeah, it sounds like they did. Anyways,
But it does lean on the comedy rather
this
than
leans
the
more.
romance.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Technically, you were there for Villainous season 2.
Yes, I was there. No, I actually also saw Villainous season 1.
But
also
no,
season 2.
the one he's referring to that you missed was Kamigami no Asobi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ludere Deorum.
Yeah. But yeah, so it definitely leans into more like the comedy and stuff, and not really so much on like Haruhi's interactions with like all the male characters, so to speak.
I think it's funny because even though it's a rom-com, I think I would confidently say that the relationships that you see is more so Haruhi becoming really good friends with all of the hosts, right? Like it's her learning who they are, right? And then going through stuff with them. There is a romance element. It's more prevalent in the manga as the story goes on. And so because there is an end pairing, right? Like it's not like a huge triangle or anything. We know who Haruhi ends up with,
right.
I think we know who Haruhi ends up with too.
Yeah.
Let's go around the circle. Who do we think Haruhi ends up with?
The one who had the obvious bonding moment with her father?
What color hair?
Blonde, obviously.
Tamaki.
Edward Elric.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah. President, of course. Come on.
Tommy. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. No? Like,
Yeah, well, obviously, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Ouran High School Host Club. So, at the end of the manga, yes, it is Tamaki. Tamaki was not who it was planned to be initially.
Oh.
Interesting.
Initially, it was supposed to be Mori.
Mori
Tall,
is
black-haired dude.
Oh.
The
Huh.
silent
glasses
one?
or non-glasses?
No glasses.
No glasses.
Oh, glasses. Okay.
Yeah,
non-glasses. Okay.
originally the author had planned to write the series for it to be Mori,
Hmm.
which I think is interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that Tamaki maybe got more popular as the series went on or
I
something.
think in this case it was just that as the writing progressed, the story with Tamaki was more.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes when you start writing a series, you have something in mind, and then as the story kind of, because the story creates itself in your mind, and it can just go places that you were not initially planning.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily have to be directed by popularity of the story. It literally could just be that as Bisco Hattori was writing, they were like,
They were just
I
like,
like this one a little better.
Yeah, I like this idea. Maybe it probably flowed a little bit better with like their characterization and their character arc.
Exactly, because you do learn a lot about the different. I will say this series does a really good job as a shoujo of giving actual like interesting character moments throughout.
Yeah.
Just like sprinkling in little extra info and like personal details.
Yeah.
It's really good at doing that.
Yeah.
Which you would think it would be a little harder given that there are essentially 6 main characters plus an entire subcast.
Right.
But it actually does, I think, a pretty good job of giving a fair amount of like in-depth characterization
Yeah.
to each of our main cast.
And also, I will say that like, while yes, this show is like very like comedy heavy and focused, in its moments where it needs to be serious, like it actually does like deliver some like good important like messages and like details and everything.
Yeah.
So like it's not above like putting aside its comedy for the sake of its narrative. Because while we do get a lot of like brevity in the comedy, there's also it knows when to calm down. It knows when to be quiet.
I will also bring up the fact that this might be in due part to the fact that at least the anime is delightfully 1-episode storylines. So there are overarching like things going on between these characters, right? Like they're
progressing. They're going through the school.
Pretty much every single storyline spans 1 episode and is contained within the episode.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Which
all,
is amazing.
especially the storylines that bring other characters in. Like we might see those characters later, but it's for a different storyline when we see them later. So I think with that in mind, it is maybe something that we should think about going over some of the episodes individually, because this is a very, very popular series online.
Yeah, and it's very episodic in nature. Like you can kind of almost like if you know enough about the basic premise of this show, you can kind of jump in from almost wherever and just kind of watch an episode as it is, since it's so self-contained per most episodes.
Yeah. But so the first 2 episodes do kind of go together, which I think they should, because we get why Haruhi is part of this Ouran High School Host Club and what the Ouran High School Host Club is. And then sort of essentially it's like how to be a host is episode 2, is them teaching Haruhi, or attempting to teach Haruhi how to be a host along with the rest of them. Also, isn't it a little bit funny that Haruhi's being blackmailed into this? Like, damn these rich people.
You know, I think the funniest part about that to me, honestly, is just like the fact that while they are technically blackmailing her, there's also the oh no, what if she leaves kind of dichotomy. So it's like
yeah, and so like at which a certain point you're just like, oh wow, so like they either need to like I don't know why they're so worried.
So either this blackmail thing that they're doing isn't really serious, or or she actually isn't going to leave anyways. I don't know. Like it's just one of those like funny like almost inconsistency things in the show. Like I don't
it down. It's blackmail and sexual harassment.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and
that's
remember,
it.
everyone, fatty tuna.
Yes.
A little bit of bribery with some power, some power imbalance.
Yeah, but okay, so the premise of this, right, is that there's this high school in Japan, and it's like the high school for the ultra wealthy, right? It's in some ways it's the same setting premise as like Hana Yori Dango, right? Like Boys Over Flowers.
Yep.
But then rather than it being like a cesspool of horrible people and stuff, there's just this group of 5 idiots running like a PG host club.
Yeah, basically.
Like that's like it's not like a weird R-rated like strange thing. No, it's just a PG host club. It's just 5 dudes being like, let's give these girls like conversation and tea.
Yeah.
This is what the rich people want you to think is going on in
Yeah.
schools. Hunter and Dango is what's actually going on in the schools.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So and the only reason Haruhi's here is because she's got scholarship,
Mm-hmm. She got a scholarship and she did exceptionally well academically. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. It's an academic scholarship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, her scholarship is academic. It's dependent on her grades.
Yeah.
And she accidentally breaks this vase looking for a quiet place to study, which, as someone who has tried to find a quiet place to study on very busy campuses, I so much sympathize with Haruhi trying to find a quiet fucking place to study.
The next day, some rich kid stuck a little paper slip that said F4 into her locker.
And also, I think this is like the silent like running gag. They don't really show it, but they like mention it occasionally. Where it seems like Haruhi occasionally breaks new items within the host club or something like that. And so her debt keeps piling up with like what they owe her or what they owe him, owe them specifically to the host club.
Not every episode.
It's not like every.
Yeah.
It's not like every episode.
Yeah,
It's like. It's more like an off, like, comment or something like that.
Yeah, and that joke is directly tied to Kyoya's like relationship with Haruhi specifically.
Yeah.
So it's like it's part of Haruhi's relationship with Kyoya. It will actually come into like prominence later in the series. I think later than what we watched. But yeah, because they'll be like, interest, or you have to have this outfit, so we add an additional charge for that, or something,
Right.
It's basically interest.
Yeah, because like also within like the additional like 2 like the next episode or whatever right after just the second episode of the series, the goal was for Haruhi to get actively 100 clients concurrent, but then they immediately bumped it up to 1,000 concurrent clients.
And then obviously the physical exam. We love the physical exam.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and this was where the host club was all freaking out, like, oh god, they were gonna figure out that Haruhi's
And then this
a girl.
entire time, Kyoya's just like, I already arranged a private room. I just thought it was funny to watch y'all scramble. Which is, I love that that's just what Kyoya does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just like, I've already solved the problem, but I thought it would be funny to watch you flounder.
Yeah, that really is just Kyoya in a nutshell. He's got his shit figured out, but he just likes to watch everyone in the group for entertainment.
And Tamaki and the twins are idiots.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we love him for it.
Yeah. And then my personal favorite character getting introduced with the attack of the lady manager.
Oh, God.
Renge!
That one.
Do we not love Renge? She's
Renge is great.
She's amazing.
Yes, actually.
I love that she straight up calls out, she's like, these are the types you are in the Otome game.
Yeah.
This girl is so deep in Otome games.
Just the literal Otome.
I love it. I love it. The twin fight, obviously. You know what? Twin fight's really interesting because, Ouran High School Host Club Nindroids have started being released for the first time ever last year.
Yeah.
And we got a Kyoya, a Tamaki, and a Haruhi.
Yeah.
And this year they've released the twins, and one of their...
Did they have swappable hairstyles for their twin fight
They have
hair
the
colors?
pink and the blue hair.
Nice.
Yep. They've got the pink and the blue hair for their Nindroids.
Nice.
I did love that entire episode was a bit by them.
Yeah, it was an entire bit just to get Haruhi to invite them over to her place.
Fun fact, I think that's where the TV movie adaptation, it includes this part, the twin fight.
Oh,
That's actually explicitly included in the TV adaptation as like a full section of the movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, the twins basically really dynamic. Be like, you're in ice. Yeah, we on fire. Really?
Yeah. Also Nikazawa
Yes.
with Belzanef, the fucking puppet. Belzenev.
And then we also get, later in the series, we get Haruhi's dad.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
So there was the elementary school kid who came in wanting to learn to like be a host.
Yeah.
Because his friend was going away and he wanted to like, you know.
He wanted to figure out
so
how.
Sweet.
Yeah.
They're idiots, but it was so sweet.
Yeah.
That ending comment in that episode about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my personal favorite episode, Jungle Pool SOS.
Yeah.
I love that episode. It's so stupid. They're in an indoor park. There's no fucking reason for them to be like fighting ninjas.
I know,
and
but they
lost
just
in a jungle.
But literally, just freaking Honey, just literally busts out the ninja moves.
Because he's a martial arts prodigy. Him and Mori.
Yeah.
I was maybe less enthused about the episode itself, but I did enjoy the character aspect of Honey that came out of it.
Oh yeah, the dark honey.
Yeah.
We love
I thought that
dark
made
honey.
for like one of the best gags later in the series.
Yeah, we love dark honey. It's fucking great. I just like Jungle Pool SOS because there's genuinely no fucking situation or reason in which they would be in this situation, and yet they are.
Yep.
Right? I love that they're just like, it's supposed to be a relaxing place for rich people to go. The alligators? Yeah, maybe I should tell my family not to include alligators in their relaxing spa.
Also, the fact that the pool can apparently just turn into a literal tsunami, like on demand.
Yeah, like I feel like there were design flaws when planning for this health and wellness water park.
Yeah.
I mean, some people like to have a wave machine and just bob up.
I mean,
the
yeah, but
waves.
literally
But they're
making
a
a
wave
freaking.
machine
But
or
like,
a tsunami.
they're just making a simulated earthquake under the water.
So we do have the beach episode next, right? Which it's our obligatory beach episode, right?
Yeah.
But B, I think this is probably the most serious episode so far out of all of them, because like there is the kind of the joking stuff, right? Like obviously it's a host club episode, but there is the kind of the comments about the men harassing women at the beach, and then like the confession of the different of her fear of thunder in the end. So like it is one of the more serious episodes of the series. I think it does pretty well dealing with those topics. I think it doesn't make a big deal of them, but it doesn't undermine them, and it certainly makes it interesting to watch because it gives you another dimension to the characters. Especially Kyoya trying to like he threatens Haruhi because she's because they were worried that she tried to stand up to those boys, but she could have like really been hurt. You know?
Yeah.
It was very sweet.
Yeah.
Disturbing, but sweet.
Yes.
I do wonder sometimes, how the heck does this club make sure it doesn't end up in the red?
They're literally rich
that
kids.
Is Kyoya.
That's Kyoya.
That is Kyoya's entire job in this club, is to keep them somehow making money.
Yeah.
Merch. Didn't you know ad revenue doesn't bring in money anymore? You gotta sell merch.
Merchandise.
Did we not see the merch episode yet?
We did see them selling the calendars.
Merch, yeah.
Okay,
In the
not the
photo
proper
books.
merch episode yet.
Yeah.
A challenge from Lobelia Girls Academy.
Oh yeah, that one where the girls from the other academy are attempting to take Haruhi away, but it doesn't go in their favor.
I love them. I love that there's canonically another rich bitch school that's just for women.
Yep. It's hilarious.
The Zuka Club.
It's hilarious. I can only imagine, like, I know that the universe that they're trying to portray is, like, that these are just, like, kind of a silly school, but I just like to imagine in my own personal headcanon that at the rich bitch school, it's literally Hanayori Dango going down over at that school.
You know what?
The rich kids school cinematic universe.
I also love that, like, Lobelia Girls Academy, like, low-key lesbian vibes.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, they
from
make
everyone.
jokes about that the entire time.
Yeah.
Which honestly, Those don't age very well.
No, they don't. But they tried.
Honestly,
it was 2006.
Yeah, honestly, I will admit, like some of the jokes in this series did not age very well, but it
was 2006.
Was it episode 2? I'm the main character. You guys are the homosexual.
The homosexual supporting sidekick.
Yeah.
That is still a joke that I use.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of friends who are on the LGBTQ spectrum. I still make that joke today. I'll be like, I'm the main character. Y'all are the homosexual supporting sidekick. Because I just think that that's funny.
Yeah.
Like, that's not necessary. I actually don't think that that's a joke that doesn't necessarily translate well, because actually it does still function as a commentary on modern day TV, because it is still true that traditionally lesbian and homosexual characters are typically not the main characters. They are still typically the supporting cast of most TV shows.
Yeah.
There are more TV shows now that have like main characters with that like character trait, but it is still the case they are often the side characters.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I think it's more funny that he says it to the guys than anything else.
Yeah.
You know? Especially because he's got this whole father and mother thing going on with Kyoya.
Right.
Where he's like, Mommy! Or is it mother? Is he called Kyoya mother?
Mother.
I think
it's mother.
I think it's mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, Mother, our children don't love us anymore. In reference to the fucking twins.
Yeah.
And Kyoya's just like, I hope you're not referring to me when you say mother.
But there's certainly one thing, at least, that we know Kyoya's not doing. He is definitely not cooking the books.
Yeah. And then we meet Haruhi's family in the next episode. So it's, the day in Haruhi's life, and they go visit. And oh my fucking god, they're so out of touch, and I love it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they live in this whole thing. Like, that's actually a pretty large house. No, they live in one of these multiple apartments. What do you mean one? And the way that they were imagining them living.
I know, right? I like that little, like, dream sequence where it was, Tamaki, or was it
Tamaki and the twins.
Yeah, Tamaki and the twins.
Yeah,
like they had the imagination of that her apartment was so run down and like crappy.
They just had like chipped random mugs.
Yeah, and that she had to her family had to starve themselves for like 3 weeks to get convenience store sushi.
Yeah, like what the fuck? My God. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
They're such idiots. Oh, and then we meet, obviously, Haruhi's dad.
Yes.
Another one of our side cast members, Ranka. Haruhi's dad is a cross-dresser.
Yep.
Runs in the blood.
Wait, but like actually.
It actually does.
Yeah, but I do think, like, we didn't discuss it, but like, in the very first episode, the joke of the episode, right, is that initially, almost everyone in the host club mistakes Haruhi for a boy. Right?
And then slowly they figure it out over the course of the episode, one by one.
And the way that they show the characters figuring it out is an actual screen with light bulbs lighting above their heads.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the way that it goes is Kyoya knows the whole time because Kyoya knows who the student is, right?
Yeah.
And then Haruhi is in the twins' class. Right?
Yeah.
So the twins figure it out pretty fast.
Yep.
Mori figures it out when he picks her up.
Yeah.
I think Honey just knows.
Honey probably just knows.
Yeah, Honey just figures it out. And Tamaki is dead fucking last.
He is so damn clueless. Like, if he didn't, like, walk in, like, on her, like, changing or something, he would never get ass figured out.
Yeah, but the whole thing about it is that, like, Haruhi does not have a very large chest, right? So there's no obvious, like, chest under her uniform.
Yeah.
And then she chose to get the boys' uniform.
Yes.
Because there was a reason for it. But
I don't think we're given it yet.
No. Yeah. But also...
No, because I think it was explained. Because they also explained why she doesn't have long hair anymore. Because somebody had gotten, like, a bunch of kids got gum caught in her hair, and so she just cut it off.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't wear her contacts, which make her look more feminine, because she didn't have contacts.
Yeah.
She lost them.
She lost them.
So she was using her old glasses. So it's, just like a comedy of errors that led to her being perceived as a boy by most of them. And then Kyoya, of course, did not correct them.
Yeah. Kyoya being the Sigma that he is,
God.
He's just like, he's just like, I refuse to correct all of you. What?
No, she just wasn't wearing any of the school sign outfits.
Oh, yeah, because she was just wearing, like, a sweater.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't afford the uniform because the uniform is stupid. The uniform is like $500.
Yeah.
By the way, just for like one.
It's ridiculous
Yeah.
how expensive.
And
the uniform
also
is.
the yellow puffy dress is not very.
No.
It was yellow? I thought it was a bit more pinkish.
No, their dress.
it was
the girl's
yellow.
dress is yellow. It's
yeah,
bright
it's
fucking yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do not like it.
No.
It's ugly.
Yeah, I'm remembering the wrong dresses.
Actually, that's the other thing too. I kind of wonder. I'd imagine also even though like the boys' uniform was like $500 or something like that. I can only imagine the girls' uniform. Oh no.
Same price.
Oh okay, we'll see.
Same price.
I thought it would be more expensive, but I guess
No, because it's one of those things
Yeah.
where you go to a specific tailor and order it, so it's the same price for men and women. Which
weird.
at least that's nice of them. You know,
Yeah.
same price,
Yeah.
so it's not discriminatory towards the female students or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, can I say I absolutely love consistently watching Ranka curb stomp Tamaki for an entire fucking episode.
Yes.
So worth it.
Absolutely.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I just, the whole joke, we all have to bully Tamaki. It's, Tamaki just needs a little bit more bullying.
Because he's just done. He's so easy. It's so easy to bully.
No, but the worst part is, demonstrably, we know that none of these characters are actually unintelligent.
Yeah.
Every single one of these two characters is actually, first of all, genuinely intelligent, right? Because they're all really close to the top of their class. They're all completing their schoolwork. And the worst part is we see genuinely intelligent, emotional moments from every single character. Tamaki is choosing to act like a fucking moron.
Yes.
He is choosing violence. And thus, we get to bully him.
Yes.
He is choosing to act like this much of a dumb blonde.
He could beat the stereotype. He chooses not to.
Exactly.
And so he deserves all the bullying he gets.
Exactly. You good, Knick-Knack?
Yeah, I'm falling asleep, to be honest.
He's just
Don't fall asleep.
He's just comfy. He's got
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Jack.
He's got
Jack, come here. Come here. Oh my god, he's got sleepy hair face.
Oh.
His hair is like, you know when you like sleep and then you're like, you've got like the drool and your hair's sticking up on one side? Jack has that right now.
Oh.
Look at him, the face.
Oh. Jack.
It's his nap time.
Oh, well, alright. Anyways, so after that, we've only got a couple episodes left. So the next one, Big Brother is a Prince. So we come back to Nikazawa for this episode.
Yep.
And oh my god, what a tragically fucking hilarious family story.
Yeah.
It's the funniest shit. He's like fucking allergic to sunlight. This man can't even be in the light.
This bro is actually an IRL vampire.
But we love it.
Yes.
We love it. And then I think probably episode Knick-Knack really enjoyed Honey's 3 Bitter Days, where Honey's not allowed to have sweets.
Yes. That was hilarious.
I like the opening section the most, where it's like, we spilled tea on Honey's stuffed animal, and like, we're all going to die if we don't solve this.
Yeah, because he's just going to murder you.
Yeah.
No one gets to touch
I'm the guy who
Usatan.
was training with the American military.
Yeah.
I like that canonically, Honey has actually trained the American Special Forces. Like, really, canonically, that's how Honey's family became, like, as rich as it is today. Like, it was a traditional martial arts family that Maury's family was sworn to, and then they took that traditional martial arts knowledge, and, like, Honey's the genius of his family, and then they just made a fortune off of using him to teach special forces all over the world.
Oh my goodness.
Like, canonically.
Yeah, special forces, security guards, the whole shebang.
Yeah, I think Kyoya's personal army.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because Kyoya has a personal army, by the way.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah.
He does.
Like, this fucking 16-year-old has an actual personal army.
Well, when you're that rich, you might as well.
You got money to burn in your pocket. You may as well have a private security force.
Yeah.
And then Hikaru and Kaoru, their mother is a fashion designer.
Yep.
Mori is from another martial arts family that was sworn to Honey's family, like, historically. So, and then Tamaki's family, like, chairman of a bunch of different corporations. It's basically like a chaebol group, right?
Yeah.
So, like, currently his grandmother is the one running it all, but, like, his father is the chairman of, like, this giant conglomerate group that runs, I think, hotels primarily.
Yeah.
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 So, like, and the reason why Kyoya is so rich is because his family is in the medical field. So they run hospitals and produce medical equipment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And make billions.
Yep.
apparently.
Yep.
And then our last episode, Haruhi in Wonderland.
Yep.
Oh,
What a
my.
trip to end
This
on.
was a wild ass episode.
Mhm.
Like I knew this was already like a dream sequence because I'm just like looking at it and like, yeah,
Yeah.
Haruhi is obviously in dreamland right now.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. There's no way around it. It's literally Alice in Wonderland.
Like I'm sure this was an actual like point in time in the manga, but like also it's in a way it's just filler in its own way. It is kind of just filler.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because like we gain nothing from this. We know this has no bearing on like
Is
the
there
characters.
Really a difference in the show between filler and main story content.
Yeah, I was gonna say because even in Haruhi in Wonderland, it still gives us an insight into the behavior of each of our characters.
I mean, I
The
guess
behavior. I don't know the behavior so much as Haruhi's perception.
Yeah. So it's still.
I mean,
Because the main part of the series up to this point is Haruhi learning about this host club, becoming friends with them, becoming closer to them. So in this episode, we are seeing kind of like her interpretation of these people, whether that be how they actually are or not. This is what she sees thus far. So in a way, it's not technically filler.
It's not technically. It's the episode that feels the most like a filler episode. To
But I
me.
mean, like in the same way, this series does not have arcs.
No,
right?
it doesn't because it's too episodic.
Yeah, there are no arcs. This is literally the definition of like day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is just a bunch of stories in the time span of them going to school together.
Right.
You know?
Because like there's a rough estimate like of time progression in this story, but it's not hard set is the problem.
Yep.
So you don't really get like a real like frame of reference for how much time has passed.
Well, I mean, I think the go-to there on how much time has passed is that Honey and Mori are third years, so they're in their last year of school.
Yeah.
So they start as third years, which means so long as they are still in school,
Yeah.
not more than one academic calendar year has passed.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like we have that rough like estimate, and obviously like time can go as slow or as fast as the author really wants it to.
Plus, also remember, sometimes they're like, "Hey, we've transformed our club room into this tropical jungle paradise because it's winter outside." So if you go entirely based on just vibes, sometimes that'll fuck you up because it'll be like, "Oh my god, it's like a desert. It must be like summer." No, it's the middle of winter. They just spent a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically. They just got out their parents' credit cards and just went ham.
Spend some money, turn the heater on.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Take
not even
the
their
private
parents'
jet
credit
to the
cards.
beach.
Like actually genuinely probably Kyoya probably just fucking was just like
Well,
alright.
yeah, no, that's the thing. The host club is financially self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Yep.
They do not use money from their parents.
Yeah. So they literally just
This is, for all intents and purposes, Kyoya is actually running a business here. Like,
Yep.
like man's an entrepreneur.
for real.
Like, man is actually making millions off of like not even like escort services, but PG rated escort services.
That's that they're absolutely not making their money on the primary product here.
Yeah.
It's the merch that's making the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're very explicit about that. I think maybe we haven't seen it yet, but there is an entire episode dedicated to merch sales later,
Yeah.
which is very funny.
It's like it's not the this is like the case of it's not the tickets for a movie theater that are making you money, it's the concessions.
Yeah.
Basically.
And keeping people coming back again and again and again.
Right, because it's very like heavily incentivized for these for the girls to keep returning and repeating and seeing visits and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Kind of pissed me off because all of them actually have fiancés. Anyway,
I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of something that's never really like brought up in any serious capacity.
Yep.
Rich people.
Yeah.
Rich people
Yep.
moment.
waifu wars?
Wait, no. Okay, we did it. So, no, I was right. The Lobelia Girls Academy episode is the merch joke episode.
Oh, okay.
Because remember,
okay.
she's like, maybe I should go with the Lobelia Girls because they auctioned off like her mechanical pencil, and she was so mad. They were like, "Oh my god, is it like sentimental to you?" And she was like, "No, it was just a free pencil that was really fucking good from the supermarket. How dare you auction it off?" And I remember they faked these shirtless photos of Haruhi online, like the twins did.
Yeah, the website.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the merch episode. I was like, I thought we'd already had it.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess Waifu Wars then as well.
Oh, we should do Waifu Wars.
Yeah.
Waifu Wars. Waifu Wars. Waifu Wars. Board.
Koya.
Realm.
Wait, Koya's the one with
Glasses.
glasses.
Yeah, he
okay.
is the one with glasses. Who was it?
You can describe them.
They were the other dark-haired guy without the glasses. Mori. Yeah.
Knick-knack?
Renge, I aspire for the ability to hide in the floor 24/7
Just
and then mechanically
spiral.
roll yourself out at the most dramatically appropriate time.
Also, like anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's definitely Ronka.
Mm.
Like Haruhi's dad, top tier.
Yeah.
I do actually have a character I like more later in the series, but they haven't been introduced yet.
Okay.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Mori is definitely Mori and Kyoya are definitely up there. Okay. I will say, like, all of the characters are enjoyable in their own ways.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. Yeah.
Like, there's something for everyone. In that way that all dating games have something for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. So Ouran has some of, obviously I read a lot of fan fiction, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I have in the past, I don't currently, although I might go looking, I don't currently read Ouran High School Host Club fan fiction, right?
Yeah.
But I used to when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because there are three types of Ouran High School Host Club fan fiction, right? There's Haruhi x someone,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone who isn't Haruhi paired with someone who isn't Haruhi, right? Like a gay pairing.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the
Okay.
club.
It could be, just as an example, could be like
Like Kaoru and Kyoya,
yeah,
right? Like
the
one of-
twins.
Yeah. Well, no,
Oh,
twincest is not.
Oh no.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
They
no.
are actually twins. We do not support incest here.
Okay.
Ugh.
Incest is not Wincest here.
I just fucking...
Except they specifically call their pairing in the show twincest.
Yeah, no, this is actually basically where the popularization of the term twincest comes from.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
straight up from the English dub of this fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, this show started things.
Start with
Anyways, but, so, and the other type of thing is, insert your own character to be paired with a member of the host club, right? Like, usually like a self-insert or something, essentially. Not always a Mary Sue. Sometimes a Mary Sue, but usually like a self-insert or something where you design a character.
like an OC. Someone makes like an OC,
Yeah,
basically.
an OC, and then pair them with one of the hosts,
Yeah.
right? There's one other, and that's crossovers, but crossovers are their own kind of bag of fish. There are a lot of OC inserts in Ouran High School fanfiction. Like, a lot. And there are a lot of them are Mary Sue's. I mean, like I said, I've read a lot of fanfiction in this kind of fandom. It's not great.
Haruhi and the manager girl.
Renge?
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I've also seen but basically people have paired anyone they can pair in the show together.
Yeah.
Great.
And then they've moved outside of that. Like I read a crossover once. It was a Harry Potter crossover with Ouran, right?
Ha.
And it was Harry Potter moves to Japan and becomes a teacher at Ouran, and then gets together with Ronka
Whoa, what?
after they meet during back to school night.
What?
Yeah, it was actually really good.
That is a mind fuck and a half.
It was. You know what the worst part is? It was stunningly well written.
Oh my.
It was actually stunningly well written.
My honest reaction to that is, Boy!
But it works.
I'm sure it does.
The timeline works.
I-
the ages work.
I'm sure.
You don't even have to. If you presume that Ouran High School Host Club is set in the year 2006 when the anime came out, right? You don't even have to age up Harry Potter.
I'm sorry. I know. I believe you in that it is a well-written fan fiction, but still, why?
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I know.
I'm not discrediting any fan fiction authors here. I'm sure they put a lot of effort and a lot of thought into making this. But why?
Hashtag life goals would be to get a comment on this video, and it's either that someone has read that specific fanfic, or they wrote that specific fanfic. If you have, because there's only one fanfic like this. If you have read this, or if you wrote this, and you are seeing this episode, let me know. I want to be friends with you online. Because you write like a god. Anyways, just one of those things. But yeah. So, obviously, Season 2 wed. We need either a remake or a continuation. It is necessary. We have a full completed series. People like this. People would watch a remake of Ouran. They watched a remake of Fruits Basket. They would watch a remake of Ouran.
And we're only going to take 4 more years to watch the next half of this series.
I'll try to get it in before that.
I know, I'm making the
Yeah. Maybe not this season for me, but I'll definitely try to get it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of recommendations, I would say some good ones. Fruits Basket, Hanayori Dango, Maid Sama, honestly, A Sign of Affection, Wotakoi.
Yeah.
There's a whole host of just really good rom-coms that I would recommend based off this.
An easy recommendation, Kaguya-sama, Love is War. Right?
Yeah, Kaguya-sama, Love is War. Anything else from you guys?
My contribution was going to be Kaguya-sama, so I'm tapped out.
See, this show.
Knick-Knack has a Jack.
This show is to me what Kaguya-sama is to Knick-Knack.
Yeah.
I will
Sounds
say.
about right.
I will say this: Konosuba, season 2 to season 3 did take 8 years, so you do have hope.
I know I have hope. Shaman King got remade after 20 years. Fruits Basket got remade after 20 years. I have hope.
Somebody crush it.
How dare
Find the copium canister that Seki is currently inhaling.
I shit you not, every single year when they're announcing upcoming projects and stuff, rumors go around that Ouran is getting redone. Every single time. There's specific images that go up and around. And every single time people get super excited and then it doesn't happen and we all get super disappointed.
Anime does seem to be in a remaking phase right now.
Fingers crossed. We need a new Ouran. So, do you have any recommendations, Warren?
Not really.
No, not really?
Nah.
That's fair. So that
Oh, wait. Wallflower.
Oh, yeah, the Wallflower. Perfect Girl Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be great. So with that being said, I think normally we would now flip to camera to show you guys our new selection process, the very scientific rock, paper, scissors. But actually, I lost 3 games in a row. And so I just get to go now because I'm last.
Congratulations, Seki, you're the loser.
Woo! At least the
Why are you
loser
so-
still get to pick. The loser just gets to pick last.
Why are you so mean to me?
Even the losers get a trophy.
Oh my god. You really are pushing it. You're pushing it. So with that being said, we're going to watch Fairy Tail. We're going to finish Grand Magic Games. It's going to be episode 183 to 203.
Holy moly.
Screw you.
Holy moly.
I told you guys it was going to be long.
I know.
But we're finishing the arc. Finally.
Yay.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to watch next.
That's going to be my Thanksgiving break. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Do you want to not watch that on your break? I can switch around what I'm putting in the hat.
Yeah, just complain to
Because
complain.
I can
He's
switch
gonna
to something
complain about
shorter.
that whenever you put it in.
Okay, never mind
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind then. You suffer now, and then you won't have to suffer during finals.
I'm already going to suffer. I have exams already anyway.
It's fine. It's Fairy Tail. We're gonna watch Fairy Tail.
Woo!
I'm
Are we outroing? Are we outroing?
Yes.
We're gonna try harder, everyone. I'm gonna go take a nap now. Night.
Good night.
Bye, dog. Bye, Jax.